Sunday lunchtime, we've seen the first meeting between West Ham and Leeds in 6 years, and it has not disappointed. It was the home side who got an early lead. We had missed penalties. We had Leeds comebacks. We had an own goal. And we had a very, very late equaliser, which means Sam Allardyce is still waiting for that first home win at Upton Park. Gary McAllister, Peter Beagrie alongside me. Gentlemen, that just underlines what a thrilling league this is, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Right to the end, right to the death. Subs make an impression on the game as well to prove it's a squad game. And terrific entertainment for everybody concerned. Well,
I would imagine the Leeds dressing room will perhaps be the more positive at full time.
Yeah, I mean, you score so late on in the game, but then in reflection, see when they go back and watch the video back and they study the game in the next 2 or 3 days, they might think, well, we should have won, because I thought Leeds, over the 93, 94 minutes, I thought they were just the better side. If they missed penalty, they created the better chances, and their 2 goals were excellent, off the back of good passing movement.
And did that Adam Clayton equaliser right near the end encapsulate Leeds' approach and performance today, Peter?
Yeah, it did. There was a sense of belief, there was a patience, and, even when they're down, to get the ball down, get him in wide areas and put some quality in the box. And there'd been a threat doing that all game and continued right to the death. And this young fella here, I mean, his speech at the end was impressive, but that finishes as well, because there's still a lot to do here when the ball comes back after Johnny Howson doing that. He's got to get his head over the ball, keep it down in a precious situation.
Well, Johnny does he hit bar and post?
He does, yeah.
But then to keep it down, that's not an easy skill, that, and he just prods into the bottom corner, and it was deserved.
And that goal means it's a share of the points here at Upton Park. I wonder how Sam Allardyce is feeling at full time. He's with Patrick Davison.
Sam, you desperately wanted that first home win. How disappointed are you to have had it snatched away?
Well, we're bitterly disappointed because we've came through the ebb and flow of the game where the quality of the game was very good, and then the attacking side of it, both sides were both trying to create, and so that ebbed and flowed. And when Leeds had the bad spell, we had to, or the good spell, we had to dig in. When we overcame that, then we took control of the game again by, I think, making the substitutes that we did, and then got ourselves back into 2-1, and then always looked likely to see the game off at 3-1, but missed the chances. And then right at the dying embers, instead of keeping the ball in the opposition's half, we've needlessly gave it away. And of course Leeds are going to throw everybody forward, as you saw for the equaliser, and we've thrown 2 points away. That's 2 and 1. We threw a point away against Cardiff, 2 today. It makes life very difficult because we've got to go and make it up away from home. We've done a great job away from home. We've done a great job today apart from the dying embers of the game, and we're really going to make this place where we'll actually have too much anxiety to play here rather than coming and enjoying playing here if we keep shooting ourselves in the foot, as it were.
I think we can show you them now. Were you disappointed not to get perhaps 2 penalties?
Well, there's 2 blatant penalties from my point of view. I mean, I think that one there, the referee's looking right at it, and there you look there, he's pulling his shirt there, he's pulling his shirt off his back. There he is, you can see him looking straight at it, and that's a penalty.
Why doesn't he give that?
Well, you'll have to ask him. He gives a penalty on Matt Taylor. And that one there, he just brings him down, and these are blatant decisions. Referees in great positions, and he's lost his major decision into this. He kicks his foot, brings him down, and that's 2 penalties in the first half. And Leeds have got one, and you'd say, well, technically it's a penalty, but it's a soft one because Matt Taylor's trying to chest it. It hits his arm. That's given. Those 2 are not given. Those 2 are blatant. Those are what refereeing's all about. Though, however well the referee's done today, for me, he's not had a good game because those 2 decisions are wrong, and he's got to get put right on those 2 decisions. For me, in between that, we've shot ourselves in the foot. Was a great game, I know, but in the end of the day, we haven't won it when we really should have done, and that makes it disappointing for us.
Well, thanks for talking to us, Sam.
Pleasure.
Let's clear up 2 issues to come out of that interview. First of all, he says both their penalty claims were blatant. Do you agree?
I think the first one, Stonewall, it's out in open play. There's no bodies around it. Kisnorbo actually put his arms around the player and grabs a handful of shirt. I don't know what he's looking at it. He's looking at it. He's in a great position. So I can understand there.
Look, he's looking right at it.
Yeah, and there's no bodies in between. That's what we've got to look at, their view of it, and in real time either.
He's got to see it. Does he go there? Does he go with his arm?
What's he saying if he hasn't?
I don't
seen
know.
something.
I think the way that it's gone on and transpired, I think there's a little pushing and shoving beforehand, but still, I thought this was the most difficult of the two, because we saw where the referee was, we saw where the assistant was as well, and from both accounts, that is a difficult one to give.
I think whatever camp you're in, you're going to see it differently. I think if you're a West Ham fan, you say definite penalty. If you're a Leeds fan, you think Eddie White gets a little toe poke to that. But nobody's mentioned the fact that Aidan White was brought down in the penalty area by Scott Parker as well. So there was 3 penalties that he never gave.
Carlton Cole got them off to the perfect start, and Sam Allardyce talks there about the anxiety that seems to be building at home.
Yeah.
And he'll be looking for his side at home to build on moments like this. Why didn't they do that?
Absolutely. I don't know, because it was a great start. But, you know, what you've got to remember, people are going to come here to Upton Park, and that's a fantastic stadium, and they're going to want to try and quieten the fans down. Leeds did that because they controlled possession of the football for long periods, and they didn't go under after that, what was a fantastic finish by Carlton.
There's also massive expectancy here as well, and they are the big scalp. Everybody's expecting them to go on and win the league. They've held a lot of the players who have got massive Premiership experience. So everybody's going to come here. They're up a little bit. This is the fixture that most teams will be looking for, when they come to Upton Park. And there's still, until they win 2 or 3 in the bounce, you'll still get a wee bit of anxiety around in the terraces here.
And despite the penalties that weren't given, there was one that was given in the first half. Matty Taylor, and the referee here, he had no choice, didn't he?
No, I mean, we mentioned Matty trying to produce his chest towards the ball and that, but once it starts to dip, you've got to get your arm out the way, because it's away from the side of your body, which is, the ruling. If it's outstretched arm away from your body, it's a penalty, and Leeds needed to score then, because they were on top and they were dominating, and you're thinking that's the time they got to score, and they never, and they could have easily wilted, but never.
And then Patrick Isnorbo gives them a great opportunity, West Ham, to get back in front. Now, you kept saying in the studio, wrong foot, wrong foot, wrong foot. What did he mean by that?
Well, I mean, when the ball's coming from that side, a more naturally left-footed player would have just done that, produced a big surface to it. Pace is already on the ball, so it's a limited movement. There you go. And there was a later incident as well where he's tried to do it as well. The ball comes on. We said about the subs making impacts. Forbear gets the ball in from Scotty Parker. It's a fantastic cross. But go with your left foot. He goes with his right foot. If he comes and meets it and he's coming out in line with the ball,
in though, isn't it?
It is, and all the pace is on the ball.
The other thing is, for me, Peter, is if he just squares himself or gets his angle or gets himself, where Forbear gets his angle should be just slightly deeper in that line of the ball. Yeah. And if he's run there, he'll just sweep it away with his left foot.
I mean, that's why Patrick's known as one of the best man markers and defenders, in the league. He's not there for his distribution, and that just proves it. The
first of the 2 equalisers that Leeds got came from Ross McCormack, and at the time, it was nothing less than they deserved. No, and it was a wonderfully crafted goal as well. One of the many passages of play that Leeds had. First all, crossfield pass, Snodgrass, body strength, magnificence, first touch, and then doesn't switch off, plays a lovely little 1-2, back heel off Andy Keogh. This is the touch I'm on about.
The range of pass
chest
as well.
There, unbelievable, inside Ilunga, body strength, little 1-2, little back heel there, doesn't switch off, and a lovely weighted pass, because Andy Keogh got in that position and rolled one along from McCormack, but it was just behind him. This is the perfect ball.
Just for me here, he could easily have gone with his right foot and slashed it across the goal, but just a little bit of cuteness, bit of clever play by Snoddy just to spot the little square pass.
That's the awareness,
unselfish.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Sam Allardyce unhappy with penalty claims that didn't go his way. How unhappy will Simon Grayson be about the incident involving White and Scott Parker this time?
Well, it was a nailed on, Gary told me.
Well, the thing is, what I enjoyed about this little emotional play here is that, Eddie White's played it and followed it. I like to see players who pass it and follow the pass. He's done that. He's linked with Andy Keogh very well. And as you can see, the ball goes straight on. If Scott Parker had got that, it would have deviated up towards the touchline for a throw-in. But the ball stays in a straight line, and for me, that means that Eddie White must have got the toe there first. So for me, that was the easiest one to call, but he never gave it. Right, let's start with Leeds first of all, Peter. What does this do for their season at this early stage?
It's a massive fill-up on the back of the result against Hull, which they needed. It was impressive, very impressive. The fact, the character, the important players, Gradle, Snodgrass, very important for them, produced. The growing influence of Clayton as well. The lost Johnson and Kilkenny, he's going to be massive for them as well. Different season, same old Leeds. Difficulty in the defensive areas.
I think if they just keep trusting what they did today, I thought they passed the ball well. The pitch was a bit sticky, it was a bit dry out there today, and there was no pace on the pitch. But Leeds were, for me, the better passing side. And they're not a big, aggressive team, so I think they've got to rely on passing the ball because they've got good manipulators of the ball. So if they keep trusting it, their 2 goals were off the back of passing movements. I think if they stay and trust that, they'll win games.
Very briefly, how do they get rid of that anxiety here at Upton Park then that Allardyce spoke about?
Purely results. Purely getting a couple of results and getting a momentum, and West Ham will be fine as well.
Peter, Gary, thanks so much for your company. This lunchtime, plenty more to enjoy here on Sky Sports across the day. Next up, Super Sunday, it is Bolton against Man City. Both these sides hitting 4 goals in their opening game. That's right here on Sky Sports HD1. Looking ahead to the tennis later, the Cincinnati Masters final. It is Andy Murray against the world number 1 Novak Djokovic. That's from 5:30 p.m. on Sky Sports HD4. Well, here at Upton Park, it has been thrilling. Twice the home side led, twice Leeds came from behind to draw. It looks like they'll last in Adam Clayton. Leeds United have found what they're looking for. See you soon.